So, December 8th, I don't know, 2017 still. It's like 12:08 in the AM. So it's just after midnight. And I'm in Elkhart. Look at the beautiful, terrible, awful hotel art. It's, eh. I haven't made one of these in a while. And seriously, I just spent like 20 minutes getting the fucking lighting to not be like, oh, flushing out my entire face. Or directly, let's see if you see that. Like, so I'm like, we're close. We're kind of lighted well. I don't know, whatever. But, life is alright. I bought a house and shit. I'm about to start making payments on it. Weird. Um, I guess I'm done unpacking. Everybody and their mother has been over to visit, which has been really cool. It's nice to be able to have guests, you know. Hell of that. And seriously, like everybody, people I haven't seen in fucking forever, you know, people I see once a year have been over in the last month. It's pretty cool. Um, I don't know. Work is work. It's I still like my job. I've been bumping around the pools a little bit, going to Chicago mostly. Just got on an Elkhart spot here. Um, I kind of miss having the guaranteed 48 hours off, you know, so I could maybe make some plans, dinner shit and stuff like that. But I haven't had to do any yard work. I haven't had to work any B41s. I haven't had to go out to Bryan for anything or go up north. So fuck it, you know. Um, yeah. Like I said, life is good. I don't really have too many things specifically where I was like, oh, I want to update everybody. But seriously, it's been a while. And, ooh, speaking of it being a while, finishing another one of these guys. I got like 2 pages left. So, just writing up a storm, man. I started that in like May, and it's barely December. So, like, hey, way quick. About the same as the last one, actually. Whatever. And I'm making these little guys. I finally got my wood shop up and running this week. And so I bought this thing. I call them the blockhead. And you got these little wooden feet, and you got these little arms that hang down, and you string them all together. And I made a couple of those, and I still gotta get the rope all right. The string I got is a little too small for this, but we'll see. We'll get it. I made prototypes, you know, because I totally still want to support the guy who makes them. I'm buying more of those, but it was also like these are sweet and they're fun, and it's something cool that I could play with, and I could turn into a fun little whatever. And maybe it's just crap that I'll make one or two and get bored of. But hey, maybe I'll make a bunch of them for Christmas for friends and shit. I don't know. Who knows? Christmas is coming. Holy shit. Like, I haven't bought anyone anything. Like, nothing. And, I probably won't. Because honestly, I'm kind of nervous about the whole, you know, tripling my rent thing. And oh, my old place was just so goddamn cheap. It really was. And it's like, oh, I'm paying actual levels of rent, like, you know, what most people would pay for their monthly housing costs. It's like, damn it, I have to live on a budget and, like, pay attention to the work I'm doing and the pay I'm bringing home and how often I'm going out to eat and movies and stuff. Which is another thing that sucks about Christmas coming up. The Shape of Water comes out this weekend. Next week, it's either next weekend or the weekend after. It's like the 8th, so I think it's the weekend after. But either way, the new Star Wars is coming out. Have to see those both in theaters. Have to. Like, yeah. And I'm like, well, yeah, there's $200. Because you know me. I can't go see a movie in a theater and not buy a soda and popcorn and Junior Mints. Uh, no, that will be a thing in my life now. Hey, I can buy popcorn, but I can't buy the soda and the, you know. Um, I'm not poor. I'm not like, oh my God, money. But I'm going to have to actually pay attention. Little things here and there. Hey, I can't get an appetizer and a burger every time I go out to eat now, you know. Sometimes just getting that $4.99, hero and fries special. That's fine. That can be a meal. You don't also have to get the, hummus plate to share with the table. I don't have to pick up every fucking tab when I go out and with my sister, my girlfriends, or what. And it was really nice for a long time, just being able to throw money around like that. But hey, I gotta be like a normal person and pay attention to what I'm spending and seriously what I'm spending it on. Like, holy shit, the stuff I used to throw money away on. I've made a couple of videos before where I've gone out about just, the beer and strippers. No, it hasn't been beer or strippers in a long time, but you know what I mean. You waste so much money on so much crap. You have these little, the toys and the trinkets and the fucking, what do you call them? You go on a vacation and you bring home souvenirs. And I'm like, I don't even remember where this was. Why do I have a magnet from wherever, Hawthorne, Nevada, When the fuck was I there? Shit like that. That's another thing. Legit, I get a couple of weeks of vacation a year. I get 2 of them that I could use. This year, I think, well, fingers crossed, put a little bit of money away like I've been doing. I've got a couple thousand and not supposed to say money numbers. Meh. I got a little money in the bank. I got a little in my actual savings. I'm trying to get the credit card back down, but that's going to take a little longer than it's supposed to because seriously, my living expenses have just gone up exponentially. But it'll come around, and I'll get a little bit of money set aside, and I'll take a flight somewhere, or I'll get on one of those cruises for a week somewhere in the Bahamas, and maybe, fingers crossed, we'll see. It might be another 2 or 3 years, but I'm like, maybe this year. We'll see what happens. If I get a pretty good tax return, it's probably going to be the last good tax return for decades. This fucking politics, as always, every one of these, it's got to come up. Hey, something Trump did. Hey, something the Republicans are doing. Something the blah, 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 whoever, hippie, pinko, leftist, pinko, commie, whatever, I'm one of them. Point was, net neutrality. Hey, these videos, it's YouTube. I'm sure it'll be protected. It's like saying, oh, it's Facebook. I'm sure we'll still have access to it. You know what I worry about? Questionable content. Something positive. Fucking bored panda. All of these things where you're like, yeah, it's just standard, standalone, doing its own thing. I'm like, will I even have access to the internet? It's fucking crazy. So what else? The goddamn tax reform. They keep writing it off as a $1.5 trillion deficit increase. No, it's actually like a $6 trillion deficit increase, with 4.5 of it being directly paid back by the poor and the working class and anyone who's ever relied on any social support, social network, anyone who's ever had Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, things like that. And they'll always try and say, oh, it's the lazy welfare taken, crackheads. No. It's literally, it's welfare, but it's also your WIC for your children and your CHIP for your, children and your old people with the VA, with the veterans and the Social Security and it's fucking everyone. And then they keep trying to say how we'll actually be getting more back. Whoa. It looks like more, but we're losing so much. We will be lucky if it evens out for people who do make $100,000 a year. People who make $20,000 a year are not going to make out. They're going to pay a lot more and get a lot less. It's just bad for business. It's America, yay. and then they're ravaging our national parks. And you know what? I don't want to talk about it, but I didn't have anything specific I wanted to talk about, so I'm like, here we are. And you know what? I'm over 10 minutes, so I think we're gonna let that go for now. This has just been rambly. Feel free to, not subscribe or follow. Yeah, that's all I got for today.